Welcome back, everyone. It's PG-13 Hockey Man here, and we're going to do another tier list, finally, for the alternate jerseys of the NHL. Let's just go off the bat. Starting with the Anaheim Ducks, I am a huge fan of this. This is what I think the Mighty Ducks, or the Anaheim Ducks, should do. Use the Mighty Ducks logo as the primary, but keep the current color scheme. For that, it's an A. The Arizona Coyotes, I love this home jersey, but everyone loves the Kachina. It's unfortunate that it's now an alternate, that this is currently an alternate, but for me, I still love it. It's an A. Right, Boston Bruins, by itself, it looks weak, but on the ice, it looks really good. So it's a low B, high C. I honestly don't know where. I'll put it in. It's a low B. Speaking of low Bs, Calgary Flames. Now they just rebranded to the full retro, which I'm a huge fan of. I guess it's nice that they've still kept around the red and black look. I actually love the striping on the bottom of the arms, how it's mostly black and how there's a thin white stripe and thin yellow stripe. I kind of wish that they took that and kind of had that 2004 look when they went to the Cup Finals, but like carried it out consistently throughout all the other jerseys. But hey, nothing can go wrong with the full retro. All right, the Carolina Hurricanes. I was actually a fan of it from the start, and I knew what the meaning was when it came out, the hurricane warning flag. I guess the only thing I would change is to have the shoulders be black, not gray, and also have the primary Carolina logo, as opposed to two different variants of both the rich gray, that of the North Carolina flag and the Hurricane logo, Carolina Hurricanes logo. Sorry, I'm talking fast. All right, the Chicago Blackhawks. This was used in the Winter Classic a couple years ago, but it has still remained as an alternate, and I absolutely love it. I want to see the white version also come back. Honestly, though, the Chicago Blackhawks retro, the all black and white look, it is so sick. But I also understand that the current look, the red, black, and white, is so iconic because they've used it for the longest of times. Like, honestly, if they could keep the red jersey but then have the black, like this current alternate, and then have the white variant as well, that would be really cool. All right, the Colorado Avalanche. I know what they were trying to go for, but I think it's just too simple. It's just the sleeves are just cut off, essentially, with one white stripe, and then the rest is burgundy. And then the shoulders are just white, with one side being the Colorado flag. It's a low C, almost a D, but the logo saves it. All right, the Columbus Blue Jackets. I love the cannon. Solid B. When the NHL announced that alternate jerseys were going to come back after the first year of Adidas, I was like, okay, yeah, Columbus should definitely bring back the cannon. And I'm so happy that they did. All right, the Dallas Stars. Initially, when these came out this past year, I was not a fan of them. But I guess looking at highlights and seeing other videos, it's grown on me a little bit, but not that much. It's a very high C for me. It does resemble the same as the home jersey. I think the electric green throws me off. I kind of wish that they went with the victory green. All right, Edmonton Oilers. I do not like these. Plain and simple. It's a D for me. I want them to return to the classic royal orange and white look, the Gretzky look. I mean, they had it for 1 year because it was their 50th anniversary, but that was only for 1 year, so it's not a consistent alternate. The LA Kings, I really like this alternate jersey. It could be an A, but I'm going to stick it in B for the sole reason that for some reason it's considered as a dark jersey. Looking at that, it's a light colored jersey. Silver is a light color, not a dark. But I do like that they go with black helmets as well. All right, New Jersey Devils. This was an alternate when they came back, but they've kind of slowed it down when the reverse retros came along. But it's still kind of consistent, so I'm including it in this list. Same with the San Jose Sharks and the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Winnipeg Jets and St. Louis Blues and the Washington Capitals. I'm still keeping those in. Just heads up. So for these New Jersey Devils jerseys, I really like them. Solid B. What I would like to see is to have this 70s take, but have the green be black. I think that would be a really cool look. And just like the reverse retro, if the green would be black and have obviously the red come back, but have the green be black. That would be ideal. That would be so sick. All right, the New York Islanders. I might be putting this a little bit too high for some people, but this is what I think a third jersey is. It's not to be so far off the board, and it still has to connect. And I'm actually a really big fan of just the simple NY logo and have the 4 stripes representing the 4 straight Stanley Cups as the tape of the stick instead of being on the shaft. That, I think, is really cool. Philadelphia Flyers. When I saw it the first time, I was thinking, oh my gosh, this is so lame. I'm still getting a little bit of those vibes, but since I've seen it on the ice, it's not as bad. So I'll just put it in a C. Pittsburgh Penguins. I was really hoping that they would just do the inverse of their home, but make it yellow. I think there's a Lemieux version of it somewhere. And they wore it in the playoffs this year, and that's kind of kicking it down the list. So I would have had it at a C, but since they keep pressing it, it's going down in a D. I don't really like it. All right, San Jose Sharks with the stealth mode. I haven't seen them use it too much this year, but I know that they tried when it came out. They were definitely using it more than this year, obviously. When this came out, I was a big fan of it, but I think because we saw less and less of it, it made me start not to care as much. So for that, it's a B. All right, so we got 2 St. Louis jerseys. I'm going to start with the traditional lighter blues. This is an A. I absolutely love this light blue St. Louis Blues jersey. It's it's simple, but everything matches as a part of the uniform as well. The numbers match the striping. The striping is also on the pants. It is amazing, and they have also light colored helmets and gloves. That is, honestly, they could bring it back full time and I would not be upset. However, this St. Louis Blues, the retro, I think I gave some praise for the reverse retro. But I mean, I think I did. But this is not as good as the light blue. So just keeping it in a B. All right, the Tampa Bay Lightning. I was very disappointed with the Tampa Bay Lightning when they released this. Like, the gradient was a good thought, but they did not execute it right. Black and gray, that's a miss. All right, the Toronto Maple Leafs with the Toronto Arenas. I'm actually a sucker for these. It's an A for me, vintage look for an original six team. I kind of wish that Toronto, like, they could use the maple leaf on that. Like, I think that would be cool to have the maple leaf on it. Now, the Vancouver Canucks, I was never a fan of their alternate in the Reebok because it was way too close to their home jersey. And now with the now with this alternate, it's like it's still boring. It's even more boring now. So you get an F for that. Right, the Vegas Golden Knights, literally on the opposite of Vancouver, they go straight into A. Like, this is exactly when you see Vegas Golden Knights. Their jerseys are golden, and it's the same exact style as their home and away. They know how to do that. Vegas knows what to do. Vegas is doing it right. Speaking of teams that are doing it right, well, at least for this jersey, the Winnipeg Jets. I'm a fan of having less as more, but for this is still amazing. I love it. It's an A. Now, they did have the blue version, but that was for the Heritage Classic. This was also used in Heritage Classic, but that was in the Reebok. Now, when they moved to Adidas, they kept it as an alternate, so therefore it qualifies. However, the baby blue Winnipeg jersey, that's a hard no for me. Like, they were trying to go with, like, the history of it, kind of throwing it back to the 90s, but if you're going to kind of try to throw it back to the 90s, just bring back the 90s jerseys. That's all I'm saying. All right, the Washington Capitals. I just messed up, but that is fine. First, the retro Washington Capitals. It's decent. It's a C. Now for this, I just realized now that I used the wrong picture. It's actually supposed to be the W with the stripes, not just block red. You all know what it looks like, but just to show you where I'm going to rank it. I wish that they used the eagle logo on the shoulders, or have the W and stars on the shoulders and have the eagle on the front. I want them to stop using the text. I guess this is maybe a step closer. So this is in representation. It's going to be a C as well. I'm sorry for messing that up. But hey, thank you all so much for watching. And subscribe, like, do all the things that support my channel. If you enjoy it, leave a comment asking what you want next. I mean, I could do goal horns, I could do goal songs. Little more complicated because it's not really visual. But hey, who knows? But thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.